Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody and welcome to our WHPR TV 33 show, Richard Harriston show. Hopefully, Richard is getting well. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but hope all is well. Well, I have an artsy show for you this morning, a very artsy show, and we need it after this past weekend, which
Yes.
was awful. Anyway, I have two guests for you today. I have Stephanie Scott on my second segment. She has a dance school that is just tremendous. And then I have my first guest is from the Detroit Repertory
That's
Theater.
right.
I have Cassandra. You want
Yes, sure.
Freeman?
Yes, it is
Okay, I'm
Freeman.
going
It
to
is
use
Freeman.
Freeman. Right, that's a different one on my phone. I said, wait a minute, I'm not sure. So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing very well. Glad to be here. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm happy you're here now. The Detroit rep, and we all know, or all should know, that this is the 61st year.
It is. It is the 61st season. We're going into our 61st season. Got four exciting shows coming up. So we closed the 60th season. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. It's just great to be amongst those people over there. They're fabulous, fabulous folks.
Right. It's been going on for so long.
So long,
So
for so long.
long.
Run by the same people,
Run by the same
on in
people.
the same building, on the same street, in that same neighborhood.
And
So
they stayed in the neighborhood right
absolutely,
on Woodrow Wilson.
right through the rebellion, right through
It was a
all
riot. You know,
sorts of things.
wait, I know some of my viewers get mad at me, but I was there.
Uh-huh.
I was there that night, that Saturday night, and then I was there that Sunday morning because the gentleman who was taking me back to college lived on 12.
Okay. Okay.
And that night I was coming from a date,
Sure.
and we came down 12th, the most
Wow.
colorful street in the world. It had every kind of person on it.
Wow.
So we always like to come and look as teenagers. But then that next day, I was there most of the day. And that part of the day I was there, nobody was talking about Black Power.
Oh, okay.
They were
Okay.
talking about, oh, let me get this.
Sure.
Let me get
Sure,
that.
sure,
That
sure,
maybe it turned into a rebellion. But it didn't initially start like that, and I was there. But it did, there was so much cruelty on behalf of the policemen, the police and black men, though, really.
Sure.
And so it was an opportunity, too, to just rebel against the system. I think that was the initial, that's what ended up
Sure.
happening.
Sure.
But initially, it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. The greater point I think that I was trying to make is that the Detroit Repertory Theater stayed through that.
oh, I know
You know,
that's
it's
what you
so
were
many
saying.
it's so many
Everybody
theaters that
moved.
have opened and closed and moved and seized that opportunity as a chance to get out of the city. And they stayed. They stayed put and
I
have been
believe some of
producing
those
great work
people
since
burnt
then.
down their own places
You know?
to get out.
You know?
I do believe that.
I've heard stories of that as well.
Yep, because there were areas where we just had. I lived right near Dexter and the Boulevard, and we had stores up there, furniture
Sure.
stores, Sanders,
Sure.
all this stuff, and they were gone.
I've heard that.
They
I've heard
were
of people
gone.
seizing that opportunity to just go elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they seized it too, because I wonder about Lely's.
Yeah,
Lely's
I've heard
up
about
on
that.
Woodward.
I've heard about that.
I
I've heard
remember
about
when
that.
it burned down.
Yeah.
And they still haven't sold that property yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
There's been a for sale sign for so long, and sometimes I wonder. Yeah, they wanted to get out the city, but then sometimes you could price the property so high that nobody gets it, and
Right.
you have that chance to
Right.
get back in.
Right. Some of
Because
it's
I know
strategic.
of. I mean, I know this isn't about the thing, but I know that Jim Brady's. They have Jim Brady's Detroit and Royal Oak, the restaurant. He bought property on Cass and Peterborough years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now he's going to build a restaurant. They
Okay.
just sat on that property.
Wow.
Isn't that something? Isn't that horrible?
It is
It's horrible.
amazing.
But we rejoice
Yes.
because the rep stayed.
They did. They did. They did. In a neighborhood that's been so neglected, since then, They've been in the same spot, and they've been producing wonderful work, challenging work. I've been able to be a part of that, and it's
How
been a
long
real
have you been a
joy.
part of the rep?
I've been a part of it for a long time. I didn't want to date myself, but I've been there
Oh,
for about 15 years.
oh,
15
good,
years,
good,
yeah,
good,
yeah,
good, good,
yep.
good. Well, what are some of the shows that you've been in?
I have been in just most recently. We just closed Countdown to the Happy Day. It was a two-person show. I played the lead, and it is nominated for a Wild Award, which is our version of the Tonys. So it is not, the play is nominated, and then I'm nominated for Best Actress. I've also done postcards, a lot of things, of over 15 shows
What was
there.
your favorite show?
Probably the most recent one. I find that every show that I do challenges me in a different way. So I look forward to growing as an
And
artist. So
where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School. Yeah,
Oh,
I went to
my
King.
former coworker who passed away, she taught music there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Alice Lloyd.
Yes, yes, I
Uh-huh.
know Miss Lloyd. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yeah, I knew Miss Lloyd, rather, I should say. But yes, I went to King. I went to King, and then I went on to Wayne State after doing some schooling in Japan. And then I
Oh,
came back
great.
here, yeah, to finish
Oh,
my
that's
degree.
great. That is great. That's
Yeah.
fabulous. So, do you direct any shows?
I am actually the playwright for the fair that's coming up. My children helped me develop a children's show, which is how the repertory theater started. It started out as a theater that did children's theater, and then it evolved into what it is now. But Leah, the marketing director,
Right.
we're sitting around talking. I said, you should let me write a children's piece for the fair that's coming up. She's like, great. And so we got together with some other artists, and we developed what is now called Opossum's Tail, and it will be featured at the street fair.
Street fair. So let's talk about
Yes.
that street fair.
Yes.
When is it?
It is this coming Saturday, the 19th of August, from
Okay.
10:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. And the Repertory Theater, along with Dream of Detroit, along with the Huda Clinic, along with
The Huda Clinic.
yes.
What is that?
The Huda Clinic is a clinic that is in the neighborhood, and they're going to be giving medical screenings and,
Really?
yes, free medical screenings. There will be free parking, lots of things
Okay,
for
let's go
everybody
back to that
partake in.
operative word, free
Yes,
medical
free.
screenings.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
And that's great. That is so great. And what else is going
and
on?
then there's the Hug Community Garden. They're going to be giving gardening lessons and things
Really?
like that. I guess they have this wonderful plot right across from the theater where there's a community garden, and for people who have a black thumb like me, who can kill a plant just looking at it.
Me too. No, the only plants I would buy were cactuses. No,
Absolutely.
seriously, because I didn't have to.
That's
I
the
don't
only
have
time I won't remember to
can't-
water 'em.
Couldn't add that into
Absolutely,
my
I
schedule.
couldn't factor it into my day, and so I will kill a plant, and so they'll be giving lessons and tutorials on how to garden, how to grow your own garden, how to make different things, make flowers bloom rather than die. So they'll be doing that, and then of course the rep, and then the Muslim Center will be.
Oh, the Muslim Center
absolutely.
there. I actually did poetry there before.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I have.
Okay.
And that's Temple number 1.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
right there on Woodrow
And they're
Wilson and
going to be
Davidson.
doing some
Yes,
things.
so the whole day, each center is going to have different activities.
And it's going to be held
It's
at
going
the
to be
rep.
it's going to be around that area.
Around-
4 city blocks are going to
Oh,
be
my
yes, it's going to
goodness.
be 4 city blocks full of lots of activities, music, vendors, food, drinks, lots of things to do. So.
Wow. So the rep is going to be, you're going to do the show.
Yes, we're going to have the show at 11 a.m. and it's going to be in the theater's parking lot under a tent. So it'll be interactive. It's a wonderful little piece that 4 actors have generously donated their time, and we have a wonderful costumer who has put together some beautiful costumes, set designer. So it's a full-on production that
So
we're very,
people
very
could
proud
bring
of.
their children.
People should bring their children. It's a
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful lesson about diversity and acceptance, which is all the things that the rep stands for.
Right, because the rep, I've seen the colorblind
Sure.
casting.
Yes, yes, yeah.
And when I saw it, it was cool with me
Mm-hmm.
because for one thing, it's just like kids growing up.
Sure.
Kids growing up, you have white friends, you have Indian friends, you may
Mhm.
have friends
Mhm.
more than just black
Mhm.
friends,
Sure.
and everybody has to play
Mhm.
a role.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's what it reminded me of. Everybody has to play
Hmm.
a role.
And even in our own families, I joke sometimes with people that if you sit my family at a table, we look like the United Nations. So you just never know. It's just
You're telling
somebody's
me. Yes.
all kinds of things, and so that's what the fair really embodies. It'll be a diverse crowd, religiously, economically, culturally. It'll be people who are very acquainted with the arts coming, and then people who will be coming for the first
And
time.
people who can get acquainted.
Yes, and people who can get acquainted who will be coming for the first time. So we're
That's going
we're
to be
proud of it.
exciting.
Hmm.
So, in the rep parking lot, you're going to have that, and
Yes.
like you said, they're going to be health screenings at the.
Yes, there'll be
At
health
the
screenings at the clinic. There's an African dance class that they'll be
really,
holding. Yes, that they'll be holding down the street. They'll have the. We'll
I
be-
could see. Why do I always want to do like this? And I've had so many friends, African, they can really
yes, they can
dance.
move.
They
They
can
can
move.
move, so they can.
And I always wonder how they keep their back straight and the booty just be going up. I mean, seriously,
I need some
they
right. We
can
need some
do
information,
that.
so you can get some information on how to do that. I guess on Saturday. So yeah, so there'll be that, and then just lots of other things. There's also the playwrights lab going on later on in the day. There's
Oh,
going
they're
to
going to
be
have that during the
yes,
day?
yep. They're going to have the playwrights lab around 3 o'clock. So there will be some workshops on introduction to writing, introduction to creative writing, getting people acquainted with telling their own stories. So
Yeah, I went to, well, I did the intro for the Playwrights Lab. They
yes, you
had
did.
an evening about a month ago where they did scenes from different
Yes,
plays,
yes.
and that was so interesting. It's just so invigorating to see the page to stage
Absolutely,
process.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
start writing something, then next thing it's on
Yes,
stage.
yes, yes. And that's been a wonderful thing for me. My children, as I said, helped me develop this piece that we're going to
What's
show.
the plot?
It is about acceptance. So it's centered. It's a personification of animals. So we have four characters: a possum, a seagull, a squirrel, and a hawk. And how all of these different animals come together to kind of unite against this predator, the hawk, and accepting each other for who they are and their individuality. So my children helped me write some of the songs, helped me come up with some
Oh,
of the lines.
songs
So
too.
yes, so
Songs too.
there's music, and it's been wonderful to see them
Do
watch
you
it
have
go
a
from page to
background
stage.
in music or singing?
My father was a musician for a
Really?
long time. Yes, my father was a musician for a long time. So I grew up loving music, appreciating music. I wouldn't call myself a musician per se. I can hold a note long enough to fool you into
Well,
thinking I can
good for
sing.
you. Shoot.
But beyond that, I wouldn't say that I am a musician, but I do have an appreciation for the craft.
So how did you do it? You wrote the songs,
Yes, we wrote the
and
lyrics,
then
and
the
because
music.
because we have such talented actors, they were able to just kind of go with the melody that I came up with, and they've made it fly. So I'm really really proud of it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, yes, it is great.
That is amazing. So that is this
This
Saturday,
Saturday.
right over on Woodrow
Yes,
Wilson.
from 10:30 to 6 p.m. But the music will keep going until 8 p.m. in the parking lot.
Oh,
So come
really?
on out. Yes, it'll be
So
great.
there'll be a DJ.
There'll be a DJ. There's going to be a live band. Um, there's going to be
Tell me everything.
all kinds of things. There's going to be a basketball tournament
A
as
basketball.
well.
You heard that?
Absolutely. A
A
basketball
basketball
tournament.
tournament.
Different artists, vendors, food, drink, interactive art. So you know how they have the paint where they splatter.
Right.
Yes, there'll be an event centered around that. So it'll be people. There's also going to be a bike giveaway. So people are encouraged to bring some of their old bikes if they can, but there will be 50 bikes that will be given away to children from ages 3 to ages 12, and they're bikes that have been refurbished and
Wow, that's so
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So it'll be a
50
good
bikes
time.
will be given
50
away. What do they
bikes.
have to do? Get a raffle
Yeah,
ticket or
they'll come and they'll get a ticket, and then there'll be this giveaway, and then you can also bring some of your old bikes. They'll be refurbished, and then those can be given away as well at a later date. Yep. So it'll be
Wow,
wonderful.
that's so wonderful because a lot of people have bikes they don't ride
No,
anymore.
no, no. I've got a couple sitting in my garage, so I'll be bringing those as well, so we can.
Well, let's talk a moment about Cassandra.
Okay.
You're getting ready to do a premiere, a show that's going to be premiering
Hmm.
at the Purple Rose Theater.
I am. I am.
Let's tell everybody about the Purple Rose Theater and who created it.
Okay. Well, the Purple Rose, I don't have as much a background with the Purple Rose as I do with the Detroit Rep, but the Purple Rose will be premiering a show called Flint, and that will go up in January. It'll go from January until March, and it is not necessarily centered around the Flint water crisis, but how Jeff Daniels' vision of how that came to be.
And Jeff Daniels, as you know, is an actor. He's been acting for about 30 years now professionally. I
Sure.
mean, on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But this he wrote this one.
Mm-hmm. He did. He did.
In fact, just within the last 2 months, I think Today's Show or Willie Geis or somebody did they did a big interview with him
Mm-hmm.
up at the Purple
Okay.
Rose.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And so what character do you play?
So there's four people in the show, and I play a woman who is expecting, and she's consuming the water, and we
Oh
kind of
God.
see what led up to the point where a city could be so neglected and so forgotten about that this kind of thing could happen. So it's interesting. It's interesting. We'll see
Wow, that's
where it goes.
interesting because Flint is synonymous now with bad water.
Absolutely.
And that's so unfortunate.
Because it has such a rich history,
Such a rich history. And I
such a-
did some interviews up in Flint in October, and the people talking about how do you fill in their tubs with bottles of water
Sure.
just to clean up.
Sure.
Just to clean up.
It's
And then here on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Detroit, the city of Detroit, where so many people don't have water
sure, sure.
because their water has been turned off. One lady I was watching last night, Detroit. No, what was it? It was one. It was on PBS, but a lady had a $9,000 water bill
My goodness.
because on the other side of her house that she bought was a spigot, and she didn't know about the spigot.
Oh my goodness.
She just knew about the one on the side of the house or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
So she did not know.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets this bill.
A $9,000 water bill.
$9,000.
Wow.
So she doesn't have any water.
My
she
goodness.
works 2 jobs.
Wow. Yeah.
Kids.
Yep. 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 It's a shame. It's a shame, and so that's what I think the play centers around is just how
How
we
this
could get to a
happened.
point where we could neglect people, a community, a city, in this way.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the fact in Atlanta.
Mm.
They had all these apartment buildings painted with lead paint.
Okay.
And my cousin, who's a doctor, led a crusade. It was called Zap Asthma
Mm-hmm.
because so many of the black children, these were black children, they ended up with asthma
Wow. Okay.
as a result of
Got
this
it.
lead paint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Somebody knows, and people just don't care. We're saving money.
Exactly.
We're doing this.
Right.
The quality of life
Sure.
means nothing.
Sure. Sure.
So, Flint, I'd be interested to see that. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you will still be working with the rep.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Always.
consider
That's
the rep.
home.
I consider the rep exactly. It's
That's
exactly
home.
that. I consider the rep my creative home. So we've got an exciting season coming up. 4 wonderful shows, and we'll be doing a little preview of those shows. On
Saturday?
On Saturday as well.
Oh.
So we're saying that's about PG-13 because some of the rep is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is a kid-friendly event on Saturday.
Well, one
but
of my favorite shows was Intimate Apparel.
yes.
I love
Yes.
Leonidas.
And one of the actors who was in Intimate Apparel at the Rep anyway, has gone on to star on a show on Broadway called Sweat. Michelle Wilson.
I know
who's from
Michelle.
there. Yes,
I
yes,
know
yes,
Michelle.
yes.
I
So-
know Michelle. I know her
so,
mother.
absolutely.
Michelle Wilson was nominated for that Tony Award.
Yep, yep.
And she's an excellent actress.
So many.
She was in Detroit 67
Yes,
here
she was.
last
Yep,
year.
she was. She
Right,
was.
right.
So many
much
wonderful
talent
actors
comes out
come
of
through here.
Detroit.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Comes out of here.
Yeah.
So Do you want to keep acting to the end of time?
Till the end of time,
I can
until
understand it.
nobody can prop me up anymore, until I
I
can't say my
know.
lines, until I can't
I
remember them, until I can't
understand.
rewrite a thing. Absolutely.
That is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, I know I've seen you in some productions because I've seen a lot of productions there,
Okay.
and I've known the lighting guy. Oh gosh, I just forgot his name.
Cornell?
Cornell.
Yes,
Yeah, just
Cornell
like
Markham.
that. Yeah, I've known him
Yep.
for a while and stuff.
And he's an imam now at the Muslim Center. So yeah,
Oh,
he's kind of going to kind of be doing double duty on
wow.
Saturday. So yeah, it's wonderful just to see people's progress and
Oh, and
how they've
he's made
evolved.
some
Yes,
progress.
yeah,
He
yeah.
really
He's a
has.
wonderful man.
Well, let's remind the audience one more time.
Saturday, August 19th from 10:30 until 6 p.m. Lots of activities, kid-friendly, free parking, 4 city blocks in the Woodrow Wilson and Davison
Okay,
area.
let's say that again. Free
Free
parking.
parking in the
Because
city of Detroit.
I
Free
tell
parking.
you,
You don't
Detroit
have to
has
worry about,
just,
exactly, you
oh,
don't have to worry about little parking tickets. You can come on out, bring your family, bring your friends, and just have a good
it
time.
starts at 10 a.m.
Promises to be wonderful weather as well.
Yes,
Yes, at least that's what the
yes.
forecast is saying.
You know, we haven't had a lot of rain.
We have not. We
Mm-mm,
have not. We have
mm-mm.
not. It's been pretty good. So we're looking forward to that. And we know we have some competition with the Dream Cruise,
Oh, please. I
but
live up near the Dream Cruise.
we're looking forward to people coming on out and just having a
That's no
wonderful cultural
competition.
experience.
You
Yeah.
know, you see one car, one old car, you've seen them all. I'll tell you, I tell you, one day I walked down to the Dream Cruise because I live over near the zoo. And I said, God, I'm tired of watching these cars.
Exactly. It's like
Okay,
what
I
are you going
mean,
to do?
I'd rather go do
Right.
something like
Whereas
that.
like this, you can get involved. You can get your children involved, your grandchildren,
Yeah, because
and
unless I'm in the
experience a bunch of
parade, I'm
things.
not
Right.
interested.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Learn how to do some African dancing. Learn how to do some gardening.
Learn how
Learn how
they
to
do that
write.
dancing where they have their arm out and they just got their booties just jumping. But anyway,
It'll be a wonderful, wonderful time.
gosh,
Look forward to
Cassandra,
having
I'm glad
everybody.
I got a chance to sit down and really talk to
Yes.
you.
Thank you. It's been a
You're
wonderful
so
experience.
delightful,
Thank
so
you.
delightful. And this is arts in our community. And
Yes.
we have to support art, the artist, and all of that.
Okay.
And a bag
We
of
do.
chips. And
Yes.
remember, free medical health screening.
Yes. Yes. Please come on out.
So we'll be back in just a moment. I am back. I am back. I'm back with another artiste. I have Stephanie Scott.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Pull up to the mic.
It's so great to be here. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited that you're here and you have Star 2 Dance.
Yeah, Star 2 Center for Dance in
Star
Southfield.
2 Center for Dance in Southfield. Well, let's get a little background on you.
Okay. Well, I started the dance studio a little bit over the 20 years ago in Detroit. So we started in a Detroit basement, in a local resident basement. And we went knocking on all the kids' doors and all the parents, all the kids in the neighborhood. We had our flyers and we said, would you please let us give your kids a dance education and we'll put on a show? And some of the parents were like, sure. And we took the kids and our first performance was at the Remix Band Shell at Belle Isle. It was free of charge. We just wanted the community to see what we were able to do. And we've been going
Oh,
since
that is
then.
fabulous.
Yeah, 20 years.
So where did you train? Well, you're lifelong Detroiter, right?
Yes. Well, me and my sister, we've been dancing since we were younger, just in local neighborhood studios. And when I got a little older out of school, I went to Mary Grove, danced with
Where'd you go to high school?
Cooley High School.
Cooley.
Cooley High.
High. Yes.
Right, COO. And we were majorettes at Cooley High School. So we've been dancing. I've been dancing for pretty much my whole life.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I took tap dance at Kronk Center. Kronk used to, the boxing place,
Okay.
used to have tap dance lessons. I was 5 years old, and I was trying to take that tap dance lesson, and I fell, and I never went back.
Are you serious?
I just never went back. I was so shy. You
Okay.
wouldn't believe it. A
No, I
lot of
wouldn't
people
believe it.
wouldn't believe it, but I didn't really start talking until I was in fourth grade. I was scared of my own shadow. Man.
Tap is like a happy place. I can't believe it. Every time I tap dance, or anytime anybody tap dances, I say I challenge you to stay upset because it just takes all the stress away. It's such a
Oh,
wonderful thing.
tap is just such a wonderful art form of dance
Yeah.
to me. And I remember one of the shows I did, it was called An Apollo Adventure. It was a show I wrote where the young man, in order to get out of the 1930s, somebody had to win a dance contest or something. Well, you know how the Apollo had the dancers, the
Yeah.
lady dancers. In fact, the dancers at the Apollo, the black dancers, were the first ones to ever strike for a union.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
little
that's
piece
interesting.
little piece of history.
Yeah.
But a young man had to learn to tap, and he did such a great job because I had one of my students was just excellent tapper, and but I just think that's a great form. And every time I watch Bill Bojangles Robinson
Right.
or
Jimmy Slides, Savion Glover, Gregory
yes,
Hines, all the
yes,
greats.
yeah, Gregory
Nicholas
Hines.
Brothers, even the Nicholas
Oh,
Brothers.
even the
I know,
Nicholas
even the
brothers.
Nicholas Brothers. They're excellent. Sometimes you can still
They
just,
used to get me coming down those stairs, and then they do
yes,
the splits.
right, and then just pop right back up and keep on going. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. One of them was married to Dorothy Dandridge.
Yes, I saw that recently. I was watching a biography on the Nicholas Brothers, and I saw that, and I never knew that. That was
Well,
really interesting.
let me give you another piece of history. Dorothy Dandridge's sister, Vivian, who passed away, she passed away in the 90s. I got a chance to meet her and talk to her several times. She told me the night that Dorothy was supposed to have their baby, they went all over the place looking for him, and he held the baby. She held the baby in. She didn't want to have the baby without
Oh
him. And that's how
wow.
that baby came out,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I remember.
brain damaged. Isn't that something?
Yeah, chasing around.
I
Oh.
know. I couldn't find him. Couldn't find
That's
him.
not the story.
Couldn't find him. But anyway, so the types of dance. Apparently you teach tap.
Yeah, we do tap, jazz, ballet, and hip hop
Now,
at the
what is
studio.
hip hop
Hip
dance?
hop is something, well, of course, hip hop is like a cultural thing, and it seems like it's evolved since I've even been dancing. Back in the day, we used to kind of just watch the music videos and, do the salt and pepper, the kid play, but now we have to like get instructors because I can't even touch hip hop. All the isolations, and it's really more of a technical skill these days more than it's ever been before.
Really?
Yeah, you should see it. I mean, there's yeah, just so many things. So many things. The glide, even the glides across the floor and the arms, the isolations are fierce. It used to be isolations, just for jazz, but it's just really becoming a whole new thing.
Oh man, I just thought of something. I do have pictures about Start to Dance. Um, if my engineer can look and let me know if he has them. I did put pictures
Okay,
in
great.
there.
Yay.
Start to Dance.
Yay.
Um, I did do that.
Nice.
Or maybe it says Star Dance, but I know it says Star. And if you find them, let me know.
Good. That'll be
Okay,
fun.
I should have had them in there because they were the cutest pictures of the children learning to dance.
Yes.
Now, tell me, have you ever danced out of state?
No, I just locally when I was in my early 20s, maybe late teens, I used to go just traveling around to different workshops from state to state, Washington, Connecticut, New York. I'm just getting that dance experience more that way. But I never did any dancing. I went straight from high school to the Mary Grove and then the studio, all right home, homegrown.
So how long have you had? Oh, here are the pictures.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is our summer dance camp. We do summer camps every year, and this is when they're this is the emoji camp, and they're just kind of doing some artwork. We're just so much more than just great dancing. These are incentives that we give for our dancers. So they have activity books. You see ballerina activity books and stickers and smiles all around. That's our junior star level, which is ages 5 to 7. This is where we were at Detroit Startup Week. Just this past May, we did the Detroit Startup Week, and they had a youth explosion, and we were able to do a flash mob for that. And
Wow.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. Gave our kids something fun to do, something really positive, and that's what we're passionate about. We were at Disney World this past June and July. That's actually my daughter Castle. There was this big confetti drop at the end of our week there, and it was such a great experience. And we were the only African American dance school at that Disney World,
Really?
and it was wonderful. Our girls represented beautifully. The parents had a great time. It was really nice. Oh, so this is our Bringing Smiles tour. So in April, we set up a tour where we traveled around to the different nursing homes in the area, and we were able to dance and perform and we just wanted to bring smiles to the people at the
And
center.
these,
Yeah, the girls in class.
oh, that's wonderful. They are
Yeah.
so cute when
Thank
they're
you.
little
Yes,
and
they are.
dancing.
And especially when they're having such a good time and they're just smiling and just going for it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so nice. I mean, I know you get a feeling.
Yes, so many times, so many different things that we do. I was just saying this to my sister the other night. We actually went to Tap Festival. Detroit was having a Tap Festival, and we were there, and we were talking about some things. And sometimes during the summer camp that I was showing you, we do like a friendship circle. So if the kids kind of need that reassurance, I'll say, okay, friendship circle, and then when everybody get in the circle, and they have to say something nice about the person either to their right or to their left. And I remember there was this one girl who said, I don't want to do the friendship circle. And I said, well, we're going to do the friendship circle. And then the girl next to her, I guess she caught her off guard, and she said, I just really think you're so nice and you're so pretty. I mean, in the
Oh my
the way you could
God.
just see how happy she was to get that compliment and how reaffirming it was for her. And I said, these are the reasons. These are the reasons that we do what we do. Just for, yeah.
Let's talk about the importance of the arts in schools.
Yes, it is so important because they keep cutting it out like it doesn't mean anything. Art is dance and music and the theater. Those are ways that for self-expression. And a lot of times, everybody reading, writing, arithmetic doesn't come so easy to everyone. And everybody needs a way to be able, I know, me too.
Oh my
It's the
God.
artist. I think it's the artist in us. That's what it
Well,
is.
everything in math is so finite,
Yes.
exact, and we kind of think outside the box.
Right. Exactly.
But I can count. I
Right.
mean, I can, I'm not good in math, but I can count.
As long as I got my fingers, I can do it, even if I have to do it like 5 or 10 times on the same hand.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. But some people are just wound up like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
They are, and there's
Yeah.
some people who can't think outside the box.
Mhm.
And the arts do encourage you to think outside of the box,
Yes.
to see more than just that circle there. You see
Right.
something else.
Right. There's an inner satisfaction that you get even just to be able to create anything, whether it's a play or a choreography or just a piece of art. Anything what it is, it's just such a fulfilling thing to be able to have something inside and then you get it on the outside and you can kind of share it with the world. So,
Absolutely. I just don't understand. I don't like the fact that they've taken arts out of so many schools,
yeah. Yeah, me either.
especially in our community.
Yeah, they've taken out so many things out of our schools and our communities.
I am no, I'm very upset
Yeah,
about
yeah.
I'm upset about that whole thing because they've had people who a lot of times you could be on a school board and know nothing about education.
Okay. Yeah, well,
No, really,
yeah.
anybody could be on a school board, and I think that's not good.
it's not. It's not because they don't have a vested interest. They just are kind of doing it for something to do. It's really important. Art is important for the kids. I mean, and for us. I think, do you know how many more adults would be happy with themselves if they were able to express themselves creatively and they just kind of push that down like it doesn't really mean anything. But it really is something that I think that we all need. I think it's necessary. It shouldn't be an elective. I think that we should all
Right,
explore.
right, right,
Hmm.
right. And that's what I did like about teaching, because
Yeah.
they still wanted you to do the arts, but in so many schools it just wasn't happening. And
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Well, maybe at CAS they have a program, and but a full theater program is very
Hmm.
important. Well, for me, theater, and then getting the dance. Do you know Paulette Brockington?
Oh yes. Well, I know her through my sister. Again, like I said, my sister's a dancer also, and she dances with her, and so we're Facebook friends. So I'm imagine me with Thenie on Facebook, so she knows me through that.
Oh, because Paulette, I would call her in to choreograph when I was teaching.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
That's how we met. I had heard of her reputation, and she was
Yes.
so good,
Mhm.
and she knows so many
Yes, she
dances. In
does.
fact, I got to get her on the show when I
Yes.
think about it, because she lives right here in Highland Park.
Okay, does she? Yeah. Mhm.
She is, and she does the swing,
Yeah.
all of that.
Mhm.
And she taught my students to do it, and they flipping over and
Oh,
all that stuff.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
And that really enhances the production. I was thinking about that when you guys were talking about the Detroit Repertory Theater. I'm like, what about dance? What about dance? We want to
Well,
get in
that
there.
stage is so, kind of small.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of small. I don't know if they do like
Okay.
musicals, but the stage to me is
Yeah.
kind of small. The depth of it isn't as big as it should be, but they give some great productions there.
Yeah.
And like I said, a testimony to them is the fact that they never left the city.
Right. Yeah. That
They
is.
never left the city. So tell
Mhm.
me, when do your new sets of classes start?
Okay, so we are actually we're enrolling online now. You can enroll online at www.star the number 2 centerfordance.com. And we're having an open house where parents can come in, they can ask questions, they can see classes in progress, and we're also having lunches for the kids available there. And that's going to be August the 26th from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
That's next week.
Yeah, it's about a week and a half.
Yeah, this month has gone by so fast.
I
That's why I
know.
was saying that's next week.
Yeah, the end of August almost. It's almost back to school time. Back to school, back to dance. Well, I'm happy for that because back to dancing school and we can get started on our new exciting season of dance.
What do you have planned?
Okay, well, we're going to perform at the Little Caesars Arena. We are so excited about that.
You're
It's not even,
kidding.
yeah, it's not even, well, we already,
Already?
yes, we have already got our slots. We're waiting for our schedule, but we have been written in the book. And we will be performing there.
During what?
Just as a performance. So whenever we get there, because we've been doing the Palace of Auburn Hills, and we
What,
have a
halftime or what? I
well, we
mean,
we
what's
actually
going?
we actually started at halftime because our a few students of ours entered a contest and they won a contest and then they got this whole VIP treatment. Hernandez, I can't remember his name, but he was the choreographer. He was the guy who went viral for doing that Beyonce thing, the football
Oh
dancer.
yes.
So he was the choreographer, and our girls did a halftime dance with the Mob Squad, and then they got the VIP treatment. They got all the little, it was really nice. But from there, we've had a standing engagement at the Palace to perform. That was our halftime, but usually we'll do like pregame, and it gives the kids an opportunity to perform and, do something to be proud about. And so.
Right. When they perform in
Yeah.
front of all those
Yeah,
people.
and then see themselves on the jumbotrons, and their parents are screaming and yelling, and it's not a recital, but it's something extra, and so it's a
Oh,
lot of fun.
wow. You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that? People get a chance to perform at the what is that place?
The Little Caesars Arena
Caesars.
is not
In
even
fact,
finished yet.
yesterday I was showing my grandson the little. They have the sign up
Yeah, I
there
seen
now.
that.
Yeah.
My sister said, "This is my other sister said they're supposed to be open in October, and they have so much work left to do on the parking lot, but it looks like it's going to be really, really nice. It looks like a nice stadium, so we're looking forward to that."
Yeah, there. And what else do you have?
Okay, what else?
Do you have a concert at the end of the year?
We have 2 concerts every year.
Oh, wow.
We do a winter show, and then we do our summer showcase. And this year, the funny thing is, I'm all about supporting people's businesses because I know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a dad who is actually a children's book author. He wrote his first children's book. And we are going to, our plans are to take his book and turn it into our winter show.
That would be
And so
wonderful.
that is what our plan is for our winter show. And then, we have our summer performance, and we do so many things throughout the year. One of our events that I'm looking forward to is our Dancers Supporting Small Business event, where we let all the people who have, we kind of, we get about 15 to 20 because we have both of our studios. We have two studios, one across the hall and one on the other side. And then we open them up and we let all the business owners come out and they sit there. We don't charge anything. And then we had it was such a beautiful event just so everybody can network and support each other and get to know each other, know who's out there. And
These are the business owners in your building, or
and the business owners in the building and the community of our students, parents, family of our students. And we even have some children business owners. We had some kids there who were doing art. One of our dancers just graduated high school, and she was awarded a $60,000 scholarship to attend any high school, any college, and she was
really?
selling some of her art, and we just love to encourage that kind of stuff,
Of
and
course, of
so
course.
that's something that I'm looking forward to doing again this year. The dancer supporting small business,
Wow,
yeah.
that's fantastic. Now, did you go to Franklin? I mean, no, not Franklin. What's the name of it? Lakeland Center to dance. That's over in Southfield
Lakeland Center, no,
on Franklin. Oh, because I saw some dancers there. I was
okay,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw some dancers there. I just wondered. That's so nice. The older people love to see
Yes,
that.
they do. And that was the reason we had such a successful tour in our Bringing Smiles tour for the nursing homes, because they were just really enjoying the kids dancing and smiling for them. And, as you can see, for us, it's about more than dance. We really want to help to enhance their whole entire childhood, for, different things that they learn, experiences that they acquire, things that we can reaffirm for them. That is what our goal is to do. So,
Absolutely.
so
It's a great exercise. Do you have anything for adults?
we do, and we are starting a new adult tap class. But I know last time you danced, you were 5.
And I can't do it now. But I wish I would have kept up. But
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed.
Oh,
I mean, at 5 years old,
right.
God,
Yeah.
I'm the only one in the class who
If
slipped.
you knew how many times I fell, even still, now we walk. I think dancers are some of the most clumsy people. Maybe just because we're so used to moving so big, but I'm always falling. My daughter is really always falling, and so hey, got to
How
get
many
back up.
children do you have?
I have 2 children. I have my daughter Castle. Her name is Castle Monet, and she is 9. And then I have a son he'll be 23 next year. Next
Oh my
month
goodness.
in September.
What a gap.
What a
What a
gap!
gap. What a gap.
Yeah,
What
but
a
a girl
gap.
and a boy got them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you do have classes for adults?
Yeah, so we're starting our age ain't nothing but a number tap class.
I
So,
believe that age ain't nothing but a
yeah,
number.
because we're going to be offering it for 2 different age groups. We also want to do senior citizens, and then we also want to do just the average adult. And we're going to start at a beginner's level, but we will progress very, very.
With what kind of dance besides
Oh,
tap?
that's going to be the tap class.
Oh, the
Yeah.
tap. Oh my
Now, what we
goodness.
do during the
You know,
year.
those senior citizens, they break a bone. Don't they? That's it.
It's going to be very, very gentle and therapeutic. That's what it's going to be for them. But we also have in the evening, we have what we call choreography class, and that's for some of the parents who like to hang around the studio. And then they'll dance, they'll do stretching, and then they'll learn routines, whether it's tap, whether it's jazz. We've done hip hop, we've done tap, we've done jazz, we've done all kinds of
So
different
the
things.
parents have been able to learn a little hip hop.
Yes, yes, indeed. And we
Who teaches your hip hop?
Well, we have 2 hip hop instructors. We have Quatise Salter, and she's excellent. She was a student of ours since she was a baby, maybe about 4 years old. She's wonderful. And then we have our newer hip hop instructor. Her name is Rhea Olden, and she actually has a very, very unique style, and she's really up and coming. So they're doing a good job. So those are our hip hop instructors. Now,
Wow.
but for this adult class, I did the hip hop because we did Let's see, we did Slick Rick, Run DMC. We had this whole,
Slick Rick.
we had this whole medley, and it was so fun. JJ Fad, Salt and Pepper, and then we had our where we had on our Adidas track suits, and that was one of the best shows.
Why was it named Slick Rick?
I don't know why he called himself Slick Rick, but he was slick.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking of the real Slick Rick
The Slick Rick, the guy, who
with
does
the
the
patch.
yes.
Do you know that I was on, I had performed, I'm a performance poet, and I had performed on the Tom Joyner cruise. And we had just gotten to shore, and we have to go up all these elevators in Florida and stuff. And Slick Rick was ahead of me. Do you know the minute he came up off the elevator, they arrested him?
Oh my goodness,
I said, golly, I said, they arrested Slick Rick.
there's always something going
He
on.
wasn't supposed to go out the country or something. This was
Oh.
a while back. I wonder who dropped a dime. on
Yeah,
him.
and told on him.
I know. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause he had a good time performing and all of that good stuff. Well, I love to see the children involved because it gives them another focus. You get to see another slice of life
You do.
with the arts.
You do. I agree. I completely agree.
And so if you take this book, what is your parents' name who wrote the book?
Oh, his name is Gregory Baines. Him and his wife. Her name is Keisha, and his name is Gregory. And the book is about. It's actually called Oliver the Onion. So I'm giving you. What do they call that? A shout out or whatever that is.
Right.
I'm not cool, whatever. But so it's about diversity, because you got this onion, and he goes to school with like regular kids. But there's this whole, it's a really fun story. I mean, there's monkeys, there's cooks. I mean, it's like his brain was like going bing, 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 bing.
Oh, that's funny because the show that she was talking about, Cassandra was talking about, has possums. It has
Yes, because people need to learn about diversity. There's so much unacceptance. Everybody wants everybody to be just like them, and we need to try to teach everybody that it is okay to be different. And so those are hot topics that these kids need to keep.
It's unfortunate too that you grow up and people don't have the tolerance. I mean, even within your own race.
Yeah.
If you're different sometimes, and you try to be that square peg trying to fit in that round hole, and
Yeah.
wondering why I can't do it, and instead of embracing your uniqueness. And everybody is unique.
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody is unique.
Instead of feeling weird, just enjoy that you are different than others. Because I've always felt weird in school.
Oh God, you!
How you
I
know?
was always taller than the boys. I was taller than the boys, and I used to be so skinny. And I had names. They call, oh Lord!
Yes, I know how that
I
feels.
said, how am I going to make it out of here?
And then we do, and we do our own thing, and we embrace what makes us unique, and and that if more people learn to do that, this will be a happier place.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. If more of us learn to just embrace who we are, and it starts at home too.
Yeah.
Because you have to build that child up.
Right. Yes, and then a lot of times, where organizations like Star 2 and other organizations for children, we're just there to lend a helping hand to the parents, to give them that extra assurance or that extra backing, and, to kind of just solidify all the values that they're trying to instill in their kid. There's too many, you go to school, you got bullying that you're dealing with, and, you got other things that you're dealing with. Kids need a place where they can go, where they feel accepted, they feel creative. I mean, and then you won't feel creative if you're feeling judged. And I say that all the time. I say, we have to embrace each other as a family, because if we don't feel comfortable in our own space, who's going to try their best?
Well, I learned to start trusting myself and my decisions. That takes some doing sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
To go on and say, well, maybe people don't think you should do this.
Yeah, or am I good enough to do this?
Oh, please,
Yeah.
But because as artists, sometimes we're so sensitive that I have such a sense of the audience.
Okay.
When I, live audiences, and when I write, I'm really thinking about what I want them to do, how I want them to feel at certain times. And so, I mean, I really get into that. And I just think it's important to trust yourself and trust your talents.
Yes.
Once you
Yeah.
figure out what they are,
Right.
that's the other thing, is figuring out what your talents are.
Yeah.
And I say that parents should let their children do all sorts of things,
Yes.
dance and so forth.
Yes.
I
Until they
had my
find.
son in Debbie's dance concert. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's important because, dance may not be what you're passionate about, but you're going to be able to learn some things from it, you
Oh,
know.
definitely, especially athletes.
Yeah.
Athletes definitely should do
Yes.
dance,
Yes, they
especially
should.
the ones with the big feet. You trip over their feet.
Right. And a lot of times when you build muscle like that and you don't do stretching, you're more prone to injury because you have all this muscle mass and it's kind of compact and you don't really stretch it out. So even though, you may not want to do a ballet class, but there's some things to be learned from dancers to sit down and kind of stretch it out sometime for these football players and, different sports athletes.
So how does my audience contact you?
Okay, so they can give us a call at 313-957-1555. You can send us an email at the number 2, center for dance @gmail.com. And then that's also our website, which is the number 2, centerfordance.com.
Yes, go on their website and you'll see all sorts of things. And the classes are what days a week? I mean, give me an example
Okay.
of how they.
Okay. So, like on a Monday, we'll be having our little stars. Our little stars are ages 2 to 4. They'll be taking their class, and then across the hall we'll have our junior stars, who are the 5 to 7, and they'll be doing ballet. And they'll do ballet. Then we'll have a tap class after that, and then we'll have maybe the older girls.
Starting what time though?
5 o'clock.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
wondering.
5 o'clock. Usually, after school, giving kids enough time to get home, maybe have some dinner, and have to let the parents get them to class, and then we try to get them out by 9:30.
Right,
Especially
right.
the older girls. We graduate the ages.
Yeah, the little kids are
Go home. Yeah,
earlier
the
in
little kids go
evening.
home by 7. So
Yeah, they're earlier in the evening.
Yeah.
There's that little area the parents could sit. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a nice, comfortable area that the
Yeah.
parents could sit in.
yeah, and then a lot of the parents that will use that time to go. We're right over there by Kroger's, and
Yeah.
there's so many other things, and they'll use that time to go and do some things for themselves. Because if their kids are taking
Yes.
more than one class, which a lot of our dancers do, they'll take tap and ballet, and we usually try to keep the age classes close together for convenience, so the moms won't be running back to the studio 4 and 5 times a week.
Right.
And so yeah, it's a really good program.
So take these numbers down.
Yes.
Take the number. Give us the phone number once more.
Okay, it's 313-957-1555 is the number.
And the email.
And the email is STAR, I mean, I'm STAR. Yes, STAR, the number 2. It's early. I don't usually get up this early. centerfordance@gmail.com.
Star2 Center for Dance at gmail.com.
Yes, the email, and also the number 2, centerfordance.com is our website where you can see the schedule, you can see our price list, you can enroll right online.
This is wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you for having
And
me.
a shout out to your
Everybody.
cousins.
Yeah,
that
my cousins.
That I was
My-
their teacher.
My aunts, Dina and Sharon Scott, and then my uncle Kenny Washington, which is Dina's husband. So
Highland
yes,
Parkers.
Highland Park, and that's exactly. They were like, oh, and so you're a great teacher, and you're still remembered. I mean, I graduated. I've been out of school for like 20 years myself.
Oh, I
So
remember.
for kids, your students to still remember you, that's beautiful.
I've been blessed. I've
Yes.
been blessed.
Yes.
Well, join us this coming Friday, everyone, for Brenda Perryman Show and Table Talk with Brenda Perryman. Thanks for joining me this morning. And remember, you saw it here first. You need some art to start the week.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you again,
Thank
and I'll
you.
see you Friday.